What's up, guys? Back with another video. In today's video, I'll be discussing why you shouldn't be worried about Tears of the Kingdom. So Tears of the Kingdom is only 3 months away, and we have yet to get a lot of information that relates to the game. We only know of the trailers that they have shown us during Nintendo Directs and some special announcements. But as of yesterday, we did get a lot of leaks from the art book that comes from the collector's edition for the game. And these pictures, which I will not be discussing in this video, I will just be talking about what happened. These pictures were leaked from somebody that got a hand of the book, and it was not good. Nintendo was really furious with the people sharing all of this on Twitter and Reddit, and it is a big deal because it does show a lot from the game, not to the point where it ruins it, but to the point where it tells you enough to know a lot about the game. And it's not good because Nintendo can't do anything about it. So, these leaks, yeah, now you might be worried because of these leaks. If you have seen them, and if you don't think they're that good, I understand. But from what I saw, this game is going to be way bigger than Breath of the Wild. It will have way more features, more people, bigger story, because Breath of the Wild story was lackluster and nobody really appreciated the game for its story more than the gameplay. So hopefully we do get more of a story this time around. I would really appreciate a good, well-written story for the potential last game in the timeline for this Legend of Zelda. And we really need to know what is going on with Zelda and Link throughout the entire game. So hopefully we do not have any spoilers prior to the game's release, and we will see a lot more things from Nintendo rather than leaks. So, dungeons are a big part of Legend of Zelda and the tradition of Legend of Zelda. In Breath of the Wild, we did not have traditional dungeons. We had shrines. And to be honest, in my opinion, I was not the biggest fan of the shrines. I know a lot of people did not like the shrines. They want to go back to dungeons. And Tears of the Kingdom, from what we see in the trailers, it really looks like we will have traditional dungeons back. Maybe shrines are still a thing, but they're not going to be as big as they were in Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild did not have traditional dungeons, and it didn't have like a variety of enemies to the point where there's more bosses, because we just had Divine Beasts and Blight Ganons. It wasn't that like, you know, we need more. We need a lot more from Legend of Zelda. We need a lot more from Nintendo, because this game, if it really wants to be the best game, we need enemies, items that are out of this world. We need a lot more than Breath of the Wild. Not saying Breath of the Wild didn't have a lot. It was a good amount of stuff. But dungeons always makes Legend of Zelda the best game, because it's fun and there's a lot going on in that game. So if we look back at like Skyward Sword, a lot of people don't like that game, but the dungeons were so good. We need something like that in Tears of the Kingdom. Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time. All these games had dungeons that people will never stop mentioning it, to the point where Breath of the Wild is not that good when it comes to dungeon-based gameplay, because there's only shrines. So, looking at Tears of the Kingdom and all the trailers, it really does look like we will be getting dungeons back. And I would like to see dungeons like fire dungeons and water dungeons from the old games, like Ocarina. Ocarina had the traditional water dungeon, which everybody loves. Twilight Princess had the dark dungeons, and this game does seem a lot more dark than Breath of the Wild. And Skyward Sword, yeah, it was a bit tedious, but the dungeons were unforgettable. They were so fun to do, and I'm just hoping we get something like that. There's another reason why you shouldn't be worried. This game cannot be worse or not as good because Breath of the Wild was not bad. It was one of the best games Nintendo has ever published. But this game cannot be worse than Breath of the Wild. They're adding more to what Breath of the Wild was, with more story, hopefully, and a lot of new components and elements. So, looking at all the old games, we can see that a lot of these games had a lot of dungeons compared to Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild really, it was a fun game. You explore. It was the first open world Legend of Zelda game, but it was not what everybody expected out of Legend of Zelda and Nintendo. Eiji Aonuma even said when they did delay the game that there's a lot of brand new features, battle components, new ways of fighting. So he said, I really believe that this game will be very big, and that we need to take into account that Breath of the Wild is just the first game before Tears of the Kingdom, and Tears of the Kingdom cannot possibly be worse than Breath of the Wild because it's just adding more from Breath of the Wild, and who doesn't want that, right? It's a lot more than before. It's more than Breath of the Wild had, but it's Breath of the Wild and then another game in it. So, and it is rumored to be over 300 hours, which is a lot of hours. So, take into consideration that this game will not fail, and it shouldn't be a concern to you because of how good Breath of the Wild was. There's no way Tears of the Kingdom could be bad. They're adding more new stuff. The trailer that they even showed, it was only a 2-minute trailer. It was a lot in it, but not to the point where we know enough, you know? They're just trying to give us a little sprinkle of gameplay and story, but we don't know it. Maybe Link even talks. We don't even know yet. This game is going to be so big to the point where we just have to explore everything by ourselves. We cannot know anything. Even if things get leaked, it's not big enough because this game is too big to the point where you can't get anything spoiled to a point where it ruins the game. So, the leaks that were shown are bad. I will not be discussing that, but be careful. I did address this in another video. So if you want to go, you could check that out, and I tell you how you avoid these spoilers. So please, don't be concerned for Tears of the Kingdom, because this game cannot possibly be bad. There's literally zero chance that this game is worse than Breath of the Wild. Zero. If you think those trailers did not show enough, I understand. It's not enough, but it's enough for right now. Not in the future, like 3 months before. Okay, I understand. Maybe a month before the game, we'll get something completely new. Like, everything that was found in the trailer was not found in the art book that people had found. So, it's crazy to me, because if nothing that was in the trailer is in the art book, how big can this game possibly be, is my question. It's a lot to unfold, and it's a lot to see. And hopefully we will get a lot of information soon. And assuming that tomorrow, actually, February 21st, is the anniversary for Legend of Zelda. They don't normally do anything for it, but hopefully we can see something new. I know we just got a Nintendo Direct, but hopefully we can see something, maybe them addressing these leaks. Hopefully we get something new. So, you guys should really take in consideration that this game cannot possibly be worse. It's just another game built into another game, which is a lot. It's a lot, and the amount of love they put, it seems to be, from the art book, they put a lot in this game. 7 years didn't go to waste. Another 7 years didn't go to waste. So 14 years from both games combined, it did not go to waste, that is for sure. Thank you for watching my video. Check out my next video. I'll be uploading this week. on the timeline for this game and whether or not it is the last timeline for this series of Legend of Zelda games. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, and let me know if you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.